Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm gonna start a new concept today, which is tea talk time. So, I'll just drink my tea and talk about subjects that I find interesting or that I think I should talk to you about. Today's topic is why I stopped waiting to feel ready before starting something new. If you've seen my TikTok, Shorts, or Instagram, you know that I talk a lot about like the fear of starting something new and being scared, not feeling ever ready, the fear of failure and all of this. And today's topic relates specifically to this. So let's start about why I always waited so long, some examples of how I waited to feel ready to do something new, just to be honest, out of pure fear. So my main reason for not starting thing was actually two reasons that go hand in hand into one. First one is fear of failure. I am terrified of failing. Like every time I post, I get scared that I'm doing all of this for nothing. And that actually really ties into the second point, which is I'm terrified of like spending so much time building something just for it to be nothing and amount to nothing. So for example, taking a few like examples from my life, just starting a YouTube channel. I've been wanting to do this since I was like in my early teens, and then for ballet I actually wanted to do it several times and never did it because I thought that if I did it and failed, then it would be a waste of time. And same for my job actually. While I was doing my degree, I actually thought that I had a few like doubts regarding what I was doing, and I thought maybe it's not for me. But I did go through it, and then I found a job and realized it really wasn't for me. And now I'm doing something else. I'm training to become a Pilates instructor. So, there was a lot of instances in my life where I waited too long to do something that I really wanted to do out of fear. I've been hearing this quote quite a lot recently, which is, the longer you stay on the bus, on the wrong bus, the more expensive it's gonna get. So let's say, for example, let's take an example, which is school. I did 4 years in a business school, which is expensive if you're French. Business schools are the only like universities, not only, but one of the only universities that is not state run, so you have to pay to be there. I wasted a lot of money on this, when truly if I had chosen something that was more in alignment with what I wanted to do with my life, then I wouldn't have paid so much money to be there. And that is more like a monetary aspect of it, but let's talk about a more mental aspect of it. Let's take ballet. I did want to start ballet again a lot of times. And now I'm at this stage where like I regret not starting it sooner, because I genuinely love it. And if I had started it sooner, then maybe I would have been able to become a professional. Not even like a really big professional, but just work with it. When truly starting at 25 I was, you can't just become a professional tomorrow. So and this is more like of a mental aspect to waiting to feel ready to do something when truly you should just start. So the waiting to get ready for me is quite a few things. It would be not creating accounts for TikTok and YouTube and whatnot, not creating content even though I really want to create content, staying in a lane that I know is not for me, delaying starting something. It could be, for example, like I didn't personally do it, but I know people that keep on saying, okay, I'm gonna go like for example for ballet, they'll be like, I'm gonna take 1 month of class before I start class in like a real studio. It's a waste of time in the end, and it's just waiting for something when you could be doing it and get the same amount of benefits, The real question is, why was I waiting so long with an excuse of I'm working on it or I'm getting ready, or with no excuse at all? Sometimes, like YouTube, I've been wanting to do it for a real long time, never done it, and I was like, I don't have to do it. And truthfully, the want to do it has never truly left. So why did I wait so long before doing these things? The truth is I'm terrified to build something and potentially never get any success out of it. What I mean by that, for example, again, take Pilates. I want to be a Pilates instructor. I took a really long time before I decided I would actually do it, because what if I take the time to build this and then I'm not capable of living with a Pilates instructor job? You know, it's all of these fears of, what if I put so much energy and potentially money and time into something and then I don't succeed? And the fear is not even like external. I'm not scared of people judging me, to be fully honest. I'm more scared in the idea of like failing myself. It's more of an internal thing where I'm like, I can't believe I put this much energy into something only for it to amount into nothing. And in a way, it really makes me question my skills and potential. Because if I put, let's say, everything on YouTube, I post extremely regularly, I do crazy edits that everyone loves with original content, but then I don't get the success in return, then does this mean that there's an issue on my part, on my person? And that's the part that is scaring me, is the fact that I don't think I have the confidence to truly think that if I do these steps, then I will succeed. I think in my mind I have this idea where I'm like unlucky, I don't have the potential, and then obviously even if I put all my energy, then I'm gonna fail. Then what's the point of putting all of the energy, you know? Like in my mind, it would just prove that I am indeed just an average person. And I guess in a way we all want to feel special and think that we are luckier than thou, and then we have more potential than any other person. You know, you would see like a YouTube channel. Maybe you look at my channel. Currently I have, I think, 225 followers. And for some people, that wouldn't mean success. If you don't have if you can't get monetized, if you don't have thousands of views on every video, then you failed at being a YouTuber. Like, in an hypothetical mind, right? Or let's say, currently I have 225 followers. You ended up on my channel, you look at my channel and you think, okay, well, this person is putting the work. Not to say that I'm like crazy about posting, but let's say this person is putting the work. Me personally, talking as an hypothetical person, right? Me personally looking at this, I don't see success. And I'm sure that if I were to do the same job, then I would get many more followers because I have more potentials and more skills and whatnot. But the truth is, no one is the exception, but we all like to believe we are. So we're gonna think that, oh, if I were to do this, I'm gonna succeed. But then what about if you genuinely do it and don't succeed, then that just proves to yourself that you are indeed not exceptional or not special, you're just average. And that's the thing that really stops me from doing anything and everything. I'm truly the type of person that ties accomplishments with worth. I'm worthy of the things that I've accomplished. But then if I don't succeed, then my worth is not good enough. And there's a lot of issues that come with it, that mounted to this, which is mostly a lack of self-love, a lack of self-confidence, a lack of self-worth. So I had a hard time doing this, and then at some point I had to tell myself, you have, it's things that you want. And this mindset, you can work on it, sure, but you can also work on it while doing a little bit of exposure therapy, you know. I post myself on YouTube for my 225 followers that a lot of people wouldn't deem as a success, and I'm happy about it. I'm happy that I have 225 people following me. Same for ballet. I show up at class I suck ass. Like, for example, I had class today. It was not a good class. My turns were horrible. My balance was horrible. But you know what? I showed up and I wasn't perfect, but I did it. And then, you know, it's this, like, it's working actively, like pushing against these fears with resistance to get out of this honestly toxic mindset. Like, and I still have issues with it. You know, sometimes I look at like TikTok accounts where they have like one video and they have like 10,000 followers, and I question myself. I'm like, what am I doing wrong? And it's not to put all the attention on external validation and, you know, followers and whatnot, but like as a painter, for example, you love creating drawings and like paintings and whatnot, but another joy is seeing people admire your work and care about it, you know. And it's not to compare like YouTube videos to paintings, but in a way it's like there's something you've created and you hopefully want it to reach an audience of people that would care. But when it doesn't, then you feel like the problem is you. So yeah, tying your personal worth to all of this is genuinely like really toxic, and it's something I'm getting out of. And again, posting on YouTube, posting on TikTok, posting on Instagram, showing up to ballet class, doing my Pilates fitness instructor course and certification are also steps to help me in this like direction. The thing is, you can't work in this direction and wait. Like, those things are not compatible. At some point you have to force yourself to do the thing and then also work at the same time on it, because telling yourself, okay, I'm worthy without my accomplishments all the time won't help you in real life to deal with not reaching those accomplishments, you know. And the worst part for me, again, is the idea of trying my absolute best at something and still failing, because this really affects me and my idea of my self-worth. And again, that's something I need to work on the side, because you can't build self-worth out of external things. You build it from yourself. Another thing that really made me want to stop waiting is, you know, I turned 27 not long ago. Not to say that it's old, but it's closer to 30 than it is to like 20. And made me realize that, you know, while I'm waiting, time is passing either way. So do I keep on waiting for the things that I want to do, or do I just get on my feet and genuinely do them whether I feel ready or not? It's also hard to see other people around you succeed because they took the initiative of starting something, you know, and you didn't because you were too scared. And not to say that there's like a limit at which you can do something or not, but at a certain point you reach an age where you see people around you succeeding in things that they started 2 years ago or more, and you start to question yourself. You're like, what have I done? What have I built that I'm proud of today? And the truth is, because you were scared to do everything, then you don't really have anything to be proud about. You know, in the end, whether I try something new or do something that I've been wanted to do or not, it is a choice. It is my choice, and I can choose to either regret it because I didn't do it even though I really wanted to because I felt scared, or I can do it, potentially fail, be sad, but you know, I've learned lessons. In the end, no time is truly wasted if you're doing things like investing in things that matter to you, you know. And you know, I'm coming into this with the mindset of maybe I won't succeed, and it's okay, you know, at least I've tried. Maybe I won't succeed as much as I would have hoped, and that's also okay, you know. Like, and you also have sometimes to lower your expectations. Again, you can't start like ballet or opera singing at 25 and expect to reach like a professional level. Like, you can reach the level of a professional if you put in the work, but you can never reach the jobs that they have. It is what it is, you know, and You can't let it stop you from wanting to do something and actually doing it. But you know, I don't want to act like everything is fine when it isn't. The truth is, I'm still truly terrified. I'm still thinking that maybe I'm putting too much energy and work in my social media accounts. Maybe I'm putting too much work on ballet, and in a few years I won't like it anymore. To be honest, I don't think it will happen, but you know, like, maybe I'm still investing too much time considering the benefits I will get from it. But again, I decided to make my choice, which is try and not just wait for it to happen. Like, in the end, you choose your type of uncomfortable and pain. You either go to regrets and sorrow and jealousy, or you go to potentially failure, but also like, yeah, being scared of posting, being scared of doing whatever, but also potentially great things coming out of this, when truly on this side there's no great things that will come out of it. It's just negatives. In the end, I would much rather being, you know, trying my best and potentially failing than being a wasted potential because I never had the guts to do things that I wanted to do. But yeah, again, I'm not perfect. I'm still scared of wasting time. I'm still scared of the realization that I'm not special, that I'm not extraordinary. But I would be much more disappointed in myself if I had never tried. Anyways, that's it for today's tea time talk. I'll try to find a cuter mug. This is my boyfriend's mug. But yeah, I hope you liked this little conversation. I hope you can share maybe how you live through the feeling of maybe like not feeling ready ever, if you've tried new things lately, if you've never had this fear. You know, some people, like, they don't have this fear. They think that they put in the work, they'll get what they want, and it is what it is. So I would love to hear comments and conversations about this in the comments. Yeah, bye.